So you guys keep asking for his Dark Materials news. Well, guess what? Season 3 is in production now, and it will drop in 2022. We've also got a whole bunch of new characters. So yeah, the final season will drop next year, not this year. And it's all because of the extensive visual effects required. There was no way they were getting this show out this year. According to this photo, the first scene was filmed on the 24th of May. But we already knew that because we have seen some shots from behind the scenes. There has been some leaked photos of them filming on location. And if I was in charge, I would just stick with November, the same time slot as season 1 and 2. Because I think that worked out well. They got in the viewers, and that's become the His Dark Materials time slot for me, and for millions of people around the world. You know, it was a staple for me in my life. You know, once we got to November, that's when His Dark Materials dropped. And then for 2 months leading up to Christmas, that's what we had, every Sunday night. And I imagine it's probably going to drop the same way as last year, you know, with the BBC getting it early, and then HBO Max, wherever you get it in your country, a bit later. The first season did drop a day early for the BBC, but then season 2 they got it 8 days early. And I wasn't a fan of that because half my audience, or even more than that, were 1 if not 2 episodes behind it sometimes. So I hope they go back to only having 1 day of exclusiveness. But they've probably got the reasons behind that. I just didn't like it. So yeah, the Amber Spyglass. What's it all about? Well, lucky for you guys, they've released a new plot synopsis. At the end of season 2, we saw Lord Asriel call upon the angels to help him wage a war against the Kingdom of Heaven, as Mrs. Coulter abducted her daughter Lyra to take her to safety in their own world. Season 3 opens with Lyra unconscious, having been given a sleeping draught by her mother, as Will, still carrying the subtle knife, continues his quest to find her. Will is tracked down by 2 angels, Balthamos and Baruch, who wish to take him to join Lord Asriel's campaign against the Authority, with Commander Ugunwe. But Will is not the only one after Lyra, with Father President MacPhail continuing his mission to destroy the Child of the Prophecy, employing the help of his most committed follower, Father Gomez. Meanwhile, Oxford physicist Mary Malone reaches another parallel world, that of the Malefa, a strange animal-like species. They tell her of a cataclysmic phenomenon in their world. With multiple new worlds, including the Land of the Dead, returning characters, and featuring strange new creatures, the Malefa and the Galivespians. The 3rd season will bring Philip Pullman's masterpiece to a dramatic conclusion. So they're not lying when they say this is an epic ending to the series. Amber Spyglass is not my favourite of the 3 books, but it has such a beautiful ending. And the story to get to that ending, it truly is a masterpiece. So many twists and turns, so many heartbreaking moments. I'm not going to go into spoilers until we get to the actual episodes themselves. But that preview does have a lot of hints if you've read the books. You know what's coming. And oh yeah, James McAvoy will be back for a larger role. His role was cut in season 2, as he did have his own solo episode, but that was never finished because of the pandemic. But for season 3, we're going back to the 8 episodes count, and McAvoy's bringing in the star power. And obviously Lord Asriel is a must for this story. You couldn't do it without him. And James McAvoy was brilliant as the character. But yeah, it'll not just be him and the returning cast, you've got a whole bunch of new characters. So yeah, hype for this, can't wait to cover it, and I will leave links to my season 1 and season 2 videos. But for now, make sure you post your thoughts on season 3, and if you've read the books, tell me what you're most excited for. No spoilers in the videos, but just be careful in the comments, as I'm going to let spoilers fly down there. For me, it's definitely the ending of the story, The Bench. Guys, I read these books as an adult, and even though they're aimed at kids and young adults, it broke me. The show hasn't always been perfect, but I think it's a good adaptation. Some of the changes I didn't like, but others added quite a lot to the story, and I'm excited to see what they can do now for the final season. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.